Joining me now, Alabama great Trent Richardson. Trent, thanks for the time. I appreciate it. We've, going shortly into the season. Week 2 was a tough one for Alabama. Obviously, the Texas loss. A lot of people speaking out about that. Just what did you see from that game against Texas, a tough opponent?
Well, I see, man, we still got to get back to the Bama ball. And I say Bama ball, man, like being organized, not making small mistakes, like getting penalties. It's stuff like that that still, that the older players look back at and is like, that's not our standard. That's not our ball that we, that we have made here. But I definitely say that, man, we got to keep the defense off the field. We got to, you got to get comfortable with the run game. And when the running game is going, we got to keep it punching. We got to keep it going. You can't take your foot off the gas. Why would you? That's how you control the game. And you keep teams like, Texas that got a great quarterback. And probably a better backup quarterback than the first one. But they're pretty good on the outside with their skill position guys with, spacing guys out. So you got to keep those type of guys off the field.
Yeah, and it seems like when you were there, a lot of the running backs is just one after another, after another, after another. I'm going to pop up some of the graphics. So this was the running game so far. You can see up top, 45 yards, Jace McClellan. Milroe can run the ball as well. What did you see out of Milroe just overall with that, Jace? Because they were punching it early, and then just kind of ran out of gas, Trent.
Well, I think, with Milroe, right, I think you put him in a situation to where he's out of place. And when I say by that, because I think that, with that kid trying to be, I don't want him to try to be a pocket passer. Use your ability to be you. And I think you get caught up in this world of trying to be the Tom Brady's of the world or trying to be the Aaron Rodgers of the world to where you forget, like, hey, you got a lot of ability that you can do with different that these quarterbacks that can't do. He's big, strong guy. He got an arm. Everybody can see it. He can hit the big throws. But when he's in these big throws, you gotta catch the ball.
Right.
You gotta block for him. You can't keep this man running around. And if that's the offense that you're gonna put him in something with a whole bunch of play action to where he's rolling out. I think, when it comes to him, we gotta get him comfortable with being uncomfortable as far as, him just standing in the pocket. That's just not what it is for him.
Yeah.
I don't think that the offensive line is built like that. Really, I think this offensive line, how they're built now, you can really run the ball. And I think that, when you got a quarterback like Jalen that can be your running game and your passing game, they just got to use his best abilities. And I think that, when it comes down to it, okay, he threw 2 picks, but beyond them 2 picks, he threw 2 touchdowns and got called back too. Mm-hmm. So I think that, if you hit those two touchdowns that was called back from penalties, that he's not throwing these 2 picks. He's not even in that position. So I think everybody's coming down on Jalen right now, as in, he played a bad game, but I think that he played a pretty even kill game when it comes to making plays. But I think that when you come to make plays on 3rd down and when you can't use your feet, go ahead and just go.
Yep.
Because guys got to fight to get open. Like, they're not fighting to get open, and that's what I hate, and that's what separates the 2009 team from everybody else. Because you had guys like Julio Jones, Marquise Mays, Darius Hanks, and Brad Smelly at the tight end position, Preston Dowd. They was fighting no matter what. They was going to get open. If we needed them on 4th and 13 or 50, they was going to go get that, they're going to get that pass, and they're going to get open.
Right. And we talked to Jalen after, and what a class act he was.
Yeah.
I mean, I was blown away, taking it, really said that we got to get better, we got to get better. But there was a question, were you thinking about going to another quarterback? And we'll pop up, some of the options at quarterback. Jalen Milroe, and it looks like Buckner's 2, Ty Simpson 3, but it looks like they're potentially going to stay with Milroe unless we see something different. What do you think about the 3 quarterbacks that could be in the mix? Ty Simpson, a 5-star. Buckner came over with Reese, Tommy Reese. So what do you think about the quarterback position? Do you stick with Milroe?
I think you stick with Milroe, man. Not just because you just want him to be your guy. I think that he has fought, and I think he has waited his time to be that guy. And playing behind a guy like Bryce, I think that's helped him out tremendously to understand the game and how to carry yourself on and off the field. And so when you got somebody like that, man, and I know this kid is hungry, but he just needs to know that you're not the other guy now. Mm-hmm. This is your team, and so I need you to put it, and this is what you've been asking for, and I need you to put this team on your back. So just like when I was playing, I had the pleasure of sharing the backfield with Mark Ingram. And when he left, I had to become that guy, and I had to become the voice, and I had to become the face of the team. And so I had to know that whether it's good or bad, I was going to take the blame no matter what,
right.
which I was cool with. And I was prepared for that moment because of the Mark, because of the Rolando McClains, because of those guys, the Greg McElroys that showed me before me. And I had to figure out, like, how do I put myself in the best place of making my team better? And if you're making your team better, you're going to be a great asset to the University of Alabama when it comes to that football squad.
Absolutely, and a lot of guys that have played here before have been outspoken. And you kind of mentioned in the beginning that that was the Bama standard.
Yeah.
When they lose to a game like Texas, to a team like Texas, what does that feel to you? Everything that you built up. What are something I saw? Some players from even last year coming out said, leave the guys alone. To this isn't the Bama standard. What is your take on this whole thing?
For me, man, and it's personal for me because, people say a team like Texas. Texas is not a bad team, right? And they have a coaching staff that's kind of been groomed under Nick Saban care, and to have a guy to step up and to say, we're going to get better. I promise you this is, no, I'm saying, you got to stand by that and you got to stand on that. And so when guys are coming around and saying that, this is not the standard, this and that, but we're not sitting there saying that this team is sorry, right? We're not saying that, y'all guys are not good enough. We're talking about the standard when it comes to how you losing. We don't care that you lose, but the fact of how you losing, we're losing games over the last 2 years in penalties.
Yes.
Like, that's been heavy on us, and
yes.
That's where we come in talking about the discipline of the standard that we has built there. Mm-hmm. Like, if you're not gonna know the count of the snap count, like, how can we trust you?
Some of them on the center too.
And it's just like that too. Like, man, I need these kids to step up and show out, because you got guys on TikTok, Instagram showing different stuff that don't have nothing related to football, and got on the football field. You're not playing like what you're showing on the internet.
Right.
And that's not calling nobody out, but that's just like, putting it is what it is, calling a spade for a spade. Like, you're too busy worried about TikTok or Instagram or Twitter. And like I sit there and tell people all the time, man, don't never be the loudest man in the room. And if you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing on the field, it's no TikTok, it's no all these extra NIL deals that guys are getting. So you got to take care of home first, then all the other stuff is going to come.
Last one for me, it's and I appreciate your time. A lot of people, this fan base is passionate. One loss and they're like, it's over. It's over. I mean, let's look at the resume of Nick Saban. It's unbelievable. 7 national championships, 10 SEC titles, 5-time SEC Coach of the Year. So, Trent, you know this guy more than anyone. I think he's still got a lot left in the tank. I mean, one loss, I know it was 10 points, but I think it's time to pump the brakes a little. What do you think?
Yeah, man, it's crazy, man, that the stories that you hear, man. Georgia's the new wave and all this other stuff. Well, Coach Saban is going to be Coach Saban regardless. And he's going to win, and he's going to do it the way he want to do it. And he's going to get those guys in there who's going to work. And, what people don't realize, like, Nick, the dynasty that he's built over there, right? For people to say that is over with, like, he's not only bringing in players and losing players every year, he's bringing in coaches every year and losing coaches every year. Everybody want a piece of that pedigree. So to say that it's over with, come on, man. We're talking about Nick Saban here.
Yeah.
As long as Nick got breath in him, as long as he got a heartbeat, it's going to always be, Bama's going to be at the top of that list. I don't care what you say. Somebody had to show me different. I believe in Nick. I believe in his system. I believe in how he breed guys that's coming in, that come in as kids and leave as men, and what he's doing down there, man. Because you got to take this in consideration too. That, like Nick said the other day, nobody hate to lose no more than the guys that's in that room, that's in that building, that's out there on that field. And so when you hear stuff like, what guys are saying on Instagram or social media, what fans are saying, is like, as a collective group, from what I know, when have we ever been listening to that?
Right.
When have that ever mattered in our room? Like, I can't tell y'all what to do outside of this, or I can't come in here one day and be like, oh, this need to happen, that need to happen, or they're saying this about, what y'all do here. What does that matter? As long as we doing this stuff right, and as long as we're doing this the right way, handling this on and off the field the right way like we're supposed to, it shouldn't matter.
Trent Richardson, thank you so much. Appreciate your time. And should be a good one. USF this weekend, and then a guy named Lane Kiffin comes to town. Thanks so much, Trent.